been turned over to us and where we could not find the rightful owner of the box or their heirs. Our last auction was conducted in 2012. Beginning this Monday, September 25th, the Treasurer's Office will host an online auction on eBay of 940 appraised lots, including items from safe deposit boxes that were turned over to the state of Nebraska between 2006 and 2011. State law requires that banks turn over safety deposits after the owner has been missing for 5 years, and the Treasurer's Office holds those boxes for at least another 5 years before auctioning the contents off. I wanted to make sure everyone understands that the money raised from the sale of these items in this auction will be held for the owner or the heirs in perpetuity. So although the property will have been sold, the value of that property is still available to the rightful owner if they can be located or come forward. The auction will begin at, and it's an online auction on eBay. I won't be the auctioneer. The auction will begin at 10 a.m. Central Daylight Time, Monday, September 25th, this coming Monday, and will run for 10 days, and will end at 10 a.m. Central Time on Thursday, October 5. Bidding is open to any registered user of eBay, and registering on eBay is a free service. Employees of the Treasurer's Office and their immediate families are not allowed to bid on these items as much as Jan would like to. The auction site can be accessed at stores.ebay.com/Nebraska unclaimed property, and we have that on the TV screen behind you right now. Bidders can also access the auction site through the State Treasurer's homepage, treasurer.nebraska.gov. Items that will be sold on the auction will be available for viewing on the auction site when the auction begins at 10 a.m. Monday, Central Daylight Time, and interested bidders are encouraged to follow us on the State Treasurer's website on Facebook for a preview of the items offered for sale. There are, as I said, 940 appraised lots ranging in value from $1 to $1,800. The appraised value of the items totals more than $56,000. All of the items at the auction have been inspected and appraised by Mr. Bassett, who will talk to you here briefly about that. We're looking forward to our online eBay auction. We think there's some very interesting items that people want to take a look at and possibly bid on. There is, as you can see, a wide variety, and this is just a small sample. We have sports cards featuring Shaquille O'Neal as a rookie, Roberto Clemente, a metal box with toll painting dating from before 1880, ladies' 14-karat gold rings, and other items. A sample, as I said, is here. I'm not going to read a list of those items. We are providing each of you with a list of some of the items that you can take with you and take a look at. So at this time, I'd like to invite Tom Bassett to come up, tell us about a few of these items, and answer questions that you may have. And one I'd really like you to talk about, Tom, is this old Nebraska football film.
Yes.
Do you want to start with that?
We'll give that a shot. Thank you, Don. Well, I've been privileged and entertained in eBay now for about 20 years, doing appraisals for the State Treasurer's Office Unclaimed Property Division. And it's just a never-ending surprise of what people leave in their safe deposit boxes, put it in the first place they put them there, and in the second place, somehow it's not ever retrieved. And I look at these things through the eyes of someone who is an appraiser, who has been a collector, and I have bought, sold, traded a high percentage of whatever it is we see in front of us today in the way of jewelry, sports memorabilia, pocket watches, wrist watches, lots and lots of coins, currency, and just a grand variety of what we have here. As Don said, there's over 900 items that I appraised. And it's always kind of challenging and causes me to do a little bookwork sometimes and scratch my memory because maybe I haven't seen one of these things for the last 20, 30 years or some such thing. But the idea of doing the appraisal is to come up with a fair value so that the items can be sold for a fair amount of money, and then that money goes back into the Treasurer's Office and is accounted for in future years if the proper beneficiary or owner shows up and has a proper claim. It's all the laws of supply and demand. There are a lot of coins that you don't see before you here today. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of coins that are left in people's safe deposit box. Some are very common, and somebody just, that was their favorite $50, or grandpa carried a special silver dollar or something with them. And so those maybe they're worth $2 or $3, like Don said. Some are of very little value, but some of the safe deposit boxes contain hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of items. Just to pick out a few here, and Don mentioned the old film here. This is, as some of you would know, what film looked like maybe 30, 40, 50 years ago in this nice big round container. And the ladies that work in the Division of Unclaimed Property, we looked at that and said, gee, I wonder what that is, because all it says is old film #1. So we take it apart and hold it up to the light, and there's football players running all over the place there. And we keep on spreading, and it appears to us that it's probably a film that was taken in Memorial Stadium, very likely in the late 1930s, possibly as late as the early 40s. But it looks to me like the outfit that the players are wearing, they're not wearing face masks. It looks like they've got feather helmets on. The officials are all dressed in their black and white shirts, but all of them are wearing white slacks. I didn't see hats on any of them. So our best guess was it's probably something from about the late 30s or some such era. And so that'll make an interesting item for somebody. There might be one game on there, might be 2 or 3 games. At the end, you might have the family trip to Yellowstone. We're not sure of that either, but we did take a good peek at that. It sounds like a very interesting item. I'm an old school teacher. I can't help myself. So